Alrighty, welcome back to Final Fantathon, our quest to casually let's play every mainline Final Fantasy game plus some bonuses, and we're jumping back into Let's Play Final Fantasy 11. This is it's looking hot in here today. Some action. There's multiple people. No cat bots. Wait. Yeah, no cat bots. There's a monster here for some reason. You looking okay? I think this guard's sick. I think I can get that guard some medicine. Alright, so we're going right into the action today because we're on a mission to defeat the Shadowlord today. That is our only quest. We decided last week that we're going to end this Let's Play on the Shadowlord. It makes sense because it's the end of the main game. The DLC was included in the original North American version, but it's the end of the original game without being any part of the DLC. And the Let's Play has gone just about as long as we wanted it to, so this is like a perfect stopping point. But what's cool about the Shadowlord is he's actually really difficult, and we could not beat him last week. So we now need to do a new level cap quest, so we can get from level 55 up to 60. And then we're going to take him on again. And this cap quest actually doesn't seem too bad. We have to go talk to Matt again, and we have to go get 3 items again. But I think the items are actually like in the same area this time, instead of 3 separate areas. So yeah, I don't think it's too bad. We have to go talk to Matt again, who I believe was in Jueno. In the Gardens. So, do we ever get another cutscene? No. I wanted to talk about that, actually. While we're doing this cap quest. I don't want to start off on a negative, but I was thinking about this morning. I figure why not? Let's talk about it. I know, like, I have to preface this by saying, like, I know that the story gets better. Like, I know it gets better. You don't have to tell me it gets better. I know it gets better. I've been told 1,000 times the story does get better. In the DLCs, I'm sure the story is amazing and really cool and super advanced for many caverns to the north are home to fiends that can find you even when you're invisible. Bring me 3 samples of Frigicite. It's a test of wits. Yeah, okay. I'm sure the story in the DLC is great, and you know, they put a lot more time into the story then because they had time to. But just because the story gets better in the DLC doesn't mean we're not allowed to be critical about the story in the original game. Especially because in the original game it would have taken you more than a year to get to this point. So it's not like you could just jump right into the DLC story and see the great story. You have to grind for over a year to even get to that part where it gets good, right? Hold on, we gotta go to Zarkabard. Which, where's Zarkabard at? Forget. Let's see. Okay, Zarkabard is by... This game does suck. It's by the castle, by the glacier. Oh god, this area. I remember this. Alright, I think we might have a warp point there. love these menus. I love them so much. They make me happy. There we go. How's it going, Avatar? Think of the bits yet? Fortnite joke. Can't you see I'm busy? I have to pause the alerts too, I forgot. Alright, hold on. Pretty sure... I don't have a Zarkabard? Wait. What region is Zarkabard in? Well, I could go to the glacier at least. Wait. I could do this and then just walk out of the castle. That would work, I think. Oh yeah, I don't have a map. This way? I just have to guess. Coin toss. Is this the way out or is the other way the way out? I think this is the way out. And we need to go to the caves at I6, J6, and G10. Each part is guarded by a monster that has true sight and true hearing. So, like, I cannot sneak past these enemies, apparently. So I6. Okay, I see. All right. It might be a bit hard to do this without a map. You sunk my waifu battleship. How's it going, Skywalker? I'm on Shiba. Pretty sure the Fortnite joke will have a better story. Possibly. What kind of dinosaur plays Fortnite? A Flossoraptor. And then it has a picture of a Flossoraptor. So, hope you enjoyed that. So anyways, like I said, I think it's safe. I think it's fair to be critical of the story because this is what most people played for over a year. And I just want to be like totally... Ow. I just want to be totally upfront with it. I've been pulling my punches a lot with this game because I know a lot of people enjoy it, and I know that I'm not really an MMO guy. So, you know, I've been trying to be as kind as possible with this game and see it from every avenue. But, bro, the story blows. Like, it's not bad. It's awful. It's not... Well, they didn't have the ability to make it good. Like, it's just bad in every way. You know? Like, I was thinking about it this morning, and like, it could have been simple and good. But like, so much effort was put into it, and it's still so bad. That's what's frustrating about it. Like, there was so many cutscenes where we just stood around talking and nothing happened. And, like, it could have just been a super simple story. It could have just been, like, the shadowlord killed your mom and you gotta go kill him for revenge or something. Like, it didn't have to be... If they didn't have the time to really flesh it out, they could have just made it simple, you know? Like, we just played The Messenger, which is an incredible game. I highly recommend it. We gave away a couple copies of it, too. And, you know, that story was, like, deep, but they were able to tell it within a few cutscenes. And, you know, it wasn't anything that people are gonna, you know, make a museum about one day, but it was a good story, and it was told very easily and quickly and in a way that works for a 8-bit, 16-bit style platformer. Like, it's an 8-bit, 16-bit style platformer, so they don't have the ability to have, like, huge, crazy cutscenes, but they were still able to tell a pretty deep story. And, like, it just goes to show, like, how much good writing will get you. And The Messenger has incredible writing. Like, just amazing writing. And it makes the story travel so much further with less dialogue. And here, it's like there's so much dialogue and literally nothing happened. And not only that, and I know that, like, some of it, people are going to say, like, oh, well, it's setting up for later. But, like, this whole Dark Lord story was complete nonsense. Like, I get that there were the ancient warriors, and one of them died, and so... Or one of them got killed, rather, and so he wants revenge, then he became the Dark Lord. Yeah, all that's fine. The story with the Dark Lord is fine. But the story with me defeating the Dark Lord is complete hogwash. Like, they stood around talking about how he's so evil, and if he ever actually does come back, we're all doomed. And wait, like, all of the countries need to work together to defeat the we need to stop with our petty grievances. We need to stop with our petty arguments. And we need to all work together to defeat the Shadowlord because he's that powerful. And then at the start of this mission, the king is just like, all right, Snakeboat, go kill him. And that was the whole story. Like, I'm just some guy that just rose the ranks by doing tasks for the king. Like, I did tasks for the guard, and then I did tasks for the king. So now I'm, like, higher up in the ranks of random people who help the guard. Like, I'm not even part of the... well, I guess I became a... of the country in the other country, but, like, I'm not even the head of the guard or, like, any... I've really not gone anywhere. I'm just a guy that helped out. And we had this whole story building up of, like, our country is super racist. The other, I forget the name of the other race, they're, like, looked down upon because they were evil at one point. And so we were kind of building up a little bit of a story of, like, all the countries coming together to fight the Shadowlord. And then the king's just like, all right, Snakeboat, go kill him. He's like, this has been enough, just go kill him. So, like, what? Why? It could have been so, like, it's so bad. It's so bad. And I know everyone is going to say it gets better in the DLCs, but that's not the point. The point is, people would spend years getting to this point in the story, and with good writing, it could have been good up to this point. You know? It could have been amazing up to this point. With all of the different characters and all the different races of characters and the backstory with the legendary heroes, it so easily could have been good with just some better writing. And, you know, I understand that it's an MMO, and so its focus isn't story per se. but you already took the time to write a ton of dialogue. So if that dialogue had been better, it could have really helped. And you know, this isn't World of Warcraft. This isn't RuneScape. It's Final Fantasy. So the writing should have been good. Like, there's no excuse. You can't just say, oh, it's an MMO, so the story's bad because it's an MMO. Like, no, it's Final Fantasy. It should be good. You have good writers. You know, it's Square Enix. You have good writers. So that's one thing that I will not pull my punches on with this game. I'm not an MMO guy, so a lot of the combat and a lot of the exploration and stuff, I think it's actually been pretty good. But if I do have any complaints about it, it's coming from a place of someone that hasn't played MMOs growing up, right? But I think the story is, it is fair to say, it's bad, it should have been better, there's no real excuse as to why it's bad. You had all this time, all this dialogue that you took the time to write, all these characters that you took the time to create. It would have been not that hard to make them better, you know? So that's just unfortunate. Heal. I kept waiting for the moment where they were going to be like, all right, all the countries have now come together, and maybe that happens in the DLC, whatever. But I kept waiting for this moment where all the characters came together, or even the freaking character, the cat lady that we met. Or no, she wasn't a cat lady, but the girl we met, Lion. Like, what happened to her? Like, she seemed like she was going to be super important. And then nothing. And the Batman guy is, like, important, but not really, and he doesn't do anything. Like, they added all these characters, making it seem like it was going to come, like, be this big payoff. And it never happened. We just walk up and kill the shadowlord. And that's it. And there might be a cutscene after we beat the shadowlord, but yeah, no, it's just, they completely failed in making this feel epic, which is a shame, because people would spend over a year getting to this point. So if the story was good, and this fight was really epic, it would have been amazing. Like, people would still be talking about it to this day. Remember that time? Like, we spent a year grinding to defeat the shadowlord? Now, whenever I talk about the base game, all of the fans of Final Fantasy XI in my chat are like, bro, just wait till the DLC. Like, that you can tell how much the base game sucks, even to Final Fantasy XI fans, because all they ever talk about is the DLC. You know, it's like, oh, well, just wait till the DLC. Like, that's when it gets good. Like, that shouldn't be the case. The main game should have a story that pulls us through to the DLC, you know? And, like, after spending all that time getting to this point, it would have been so amazing if there was this big payoff. People would have been so ecstatic about it. People would have been talking about it everywhere, like, oh my god, the Shadowlord, we finally beat him. But I feel like it's just a gateway to get to the DLC, which is just a shame. I can't tell where I'm at. I'm at E8. Oh, geez, I'm still like nowhere near the. I still got to go pretty far. Alright, leave pausing alerts. Alright. Oh look, it's just a lost soul. Yeah, and I mean, that's fair. It's fair to say that a lot of people didn't play this game for the story, but again, that's not the point. The point is, it's a video game. It has Final Fantasy in the name, so I need to critique it as a Final Fantasy. And as a Final Fantasy, one of the biggest things about Final Fantasy is its story. And I can, you know, like, let's say I was reviewing the game, right? I would not dock as many points as I would for a regular Final Fantasy having a bad story. If Final Fantasy X had a terrible story, I would dock it quite a bit of points. But Final Fantasy XI Online having a bad story, okay, not as big of a deal because it's an MMO. But I'm still going to be critical of it, you know? I'm not saying the game's bad because it has a bad story. But I'm going to critique it for its story. And its story is horrible. It's just not good. It's just bad. It's just really bad. How's it going, Jamage? I think that's where a lot of the disconnect is sometimes when people leave comments and they're like, wow, you hate the game so much. Like, I'm just critiquing one part of the game, you know? Because that's what I do. I play games and I critique different parts of them. And if I'm critiquing the story of this game, it's horrendous. You know, doesn't make the game bad, but the story's awful. And I would even argue, and you know, this is more my opinion, but I would even argue that I don't care if the DLC story is good. Honestly, my opinion, if the main game doesn't grab me, I don't care if the DLC is good. Like, you need to grab me with the main story if I'm going to care about the DLC story. Because that's the point of DLC, is to be more of an addition to. Now, with an MMO, it's a bit different. I understand, but just me personally, I'm just imagining playing this game when I was a kid. If I had played this when I was a kid, and I got 50 hours into it, and I was like, guys, this story sucks. And then my friends were like, well, wait, just play another like 200 hours. I promise it gets good. Like, no. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't care at that point. Even if it is good, you know? How's it going, Zero? Dude, I wanted to ask you guys that too, about the price of the game. What do you think of the price of the game? Because I was talking to somebody who played this game as a kid, but they haven't played it since. And they asked me, like, how much does it cost now? And I told them it's $12 a month, and then $1 additional for every character you have, including your first, so it's $13 a month, technically. At the very least. And he was, like, taken aback. He's like, what? How could it possibly be that much? And at first I thought that was kind of high, but I didn't see it as, like, awful. But the more I think about it, the more I feel like that is kind of bad. I mean, it's old and it's dated, but at the same time, it still gets updated. Like, they're still actively supporting it. I mean, you're not getting new content, really, but you're still getting events and stuff. So it's not like, you know, like, I think if you... Here's the thing. I think if you enjoy the game, I think $13 a month is fine. Like, if you're someone that still plays this game regularly, as an MMO, plays it every day, like, I don't think it's that bad. But I don't know if you're getting any new people into the game at that price. You know what I mean? Like, why would you pay 13 bucks a month for this when you could play a newer MMO? I mean, how much is 14? Isn't it 20 bucks a month, maybe? I thought it was like 20. But it's also free up to like... Oh, it's 15? Yikes. It's 15 and it's free up to like level 60, isn't it? That's a little... That's not a good look for 11, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, no, like, let's not get it twisted. Like, they're not adding new content to the game. They're basically logging in, pressing the button that starts the next event, and logging out. I mean, that's... It gets updates, but the updates are, like, to start the next event. I don't know if they still, like, bug fix. I mean, I'm sure, like, bad bugs they do, but... Like, it's still supported. You know, the servers are still there. You can still contact help. Like, it's supported. But you're not getting, like, you know, crazy new things. At least from what I understand. What kind of new content are they giving, Skywalker? What is Swordy? I don't even know what that is. Yo, I know that chat is disagreeing with you, but you're not the first person to say that 14 is less mechanically deep. Someone else said that the other day too. Last week. Remember last week somebody said 14 is less mechanically deep. G9. Okay, good. We're on the right way. The first one should be up here. I think that... Oh, it's free gear upgrades? Well, there you go. I mean, they're adding something then. But only $2 less for this versus 14. I mean, this game is old. It's hard to, like... Sometimes I forget how old, how long ago. When was this released? 2002 or 3? Keep forgetting. But yeah, over 20 years ago. It's been 2 decades. Was it 2000? I think it wasn't it like 2001 Japan, 2002 America, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. Too many years. Too many years in my brain right now. Doing the Aerith video. But yeah, so this game came out 2 decades ago, and it's only $2 less. And that's a month, you know. It'd be one thing if it was just a one-time purchase, and it's like, okay, whatever, but... I don't know, that's kind of rough, if I'm being honest. And again, I think that if you're like a huge fan of Final Fantasy XI, I don't think you ever worried about paying that price. But I just don't think people are hopping to Final Fantasy XI like, oh boy, only $13 a month, I gotta try this out, you know? You almost have to have a specific reason to play it, or else you're not gonna like... You're not gonna go in at that price. They don't have any kind of free thing with this game at all, do they? Unless you have a code for a free month? Isn't that it? Why didn't they do the same thing with this as they did with 14? And let you play the first couple levels free? Wouldn't that be like... Wouldn't it be a lot smarter to do that with this than to do that with 14? 14 is super popular, like people are getting in just because it's popular, but here they need like an incentive. Well, I think at first it was a couple levels. Now you can go all the way up to like 60. But this has nothing. Like, why not let people play to like 20 for free on this? Because people would see how bad it is. Well, to be fair, they made leveling up so fast now that getting to 20 you could do fairly quickly if you knew what you were doing. What are campaigns? You have to be more specific. There's missions and there's quests. Oh, Skywalker was talking about campaigns. Yeah, I don't know what he means by campaigns. The login. Oh, the login challenges, maybe. You think Square should let Final Fantasy VII die? What do you mean by that? The original? Or are you saying stop making the remake? Because if you're saying that... If you mean, like, let the original rest in peace, I'm not completely against that mentality. Oh, well, the remake is great, and they already are going to make 3 games. And I think that all 3 of them are going to be very wildly successful. But if you were saying, like, make your 3 games and then let Final Fantasy VII rest, I would agree with that. I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to make their 3 games, and they're going to be like, wait, we can make a movie, and wait, we can make a Dirge of Cerberus remake, and wait, we can make a Crisis Core 2, and wait, we could make a book, and wait, we could... I mean, I don't know what your actual opinion of the remake is, but many people dislike the remake, so you're not alone. There's plenty of people that don't like the remake, so... You're definitely the minority, I would say, but that's fine. It's good to be the minority sometimes. Look at me, I don't like MMOs. I'm basically a heathen. I basically hate video games. I basically hate all video games. So I don't like MMOs. And like, I understand the frustration of telling people you don't like something and have them just being like, well, you're doing it wrong. Like, I've had so many people just tell me I'm playing the wrong MMO, or I'm just playing MMOs incorrectly, or if I got good, it would be fun, or if I played with friends, it would be fun, or etc, etc. It's like they don't understand that I just don't like MMOs. Like, the gameplay loop just doesn't satisfy my satisfaction receptors in my brain. Like, it just doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? Like, it has nothing to do with the game being bad, or me being bad, or they needed to do something different, or, like, it's just not my thing, you know? Like, people just... But people are, like, so defensive of their games that, like, oh, it can't be the game, it has to be... you're just doing it wrong, or whatever. It's like, no, I just don't like it. Like, that's fine. It's fine to not like things. Yes, playing with friends enhances the experience. I know, because I've played MMOs with friends. I played MMOs with many, well, I shouldn't say many, several people. When I was in high school, when I was in college, a little after college as well. Never drastically changed my opinion. It always felt like, well, every game is more fun with friends, you know? Like, Mario Kart is more fun with friends. Smash Bros is more fun with friends. MMOs are also more fun with friends. But it wasn't the MMO I was enjoying, it was being with my friends that I was enjoying. It didn't change my opinion on MMOs. It's not like I played the MMO with my friends and then I magically understood MMOs. Like, it was still just as boring and monotonous and weird to me. But I was just doing it with friends, so it was more fun. Alright, I think the first one is over here. Should be close. This area is kind of giant. Wait, how am I at G9 now? G9? Wait, I went in a circle? Uh-oh. I think I missed it. But what the heck is a friend? There's supposed to be a cave around here somewhere. Over there. Yo, let's go attack Rose. Yes. Child of Light is the... Who made it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Ubisoft? It was some company that doesn't normally make RPGs, right? Or am I thinking of a different game? EA or something? EA or Ubisoft? Someone that doesn't normally make RPGs published that. If I remember correctly. Ubisoft, yeah. Yeah, that game was good. It was a nice, like, quick, fun RPG. I wanted it to be a bit longer, actually, because I was really enjoying it. But I kind of liked how short and sweet it was. I played that a long time ago, like, when it came out. So I was curious. Yeah, it's good. Dude, it was crazy this morning. We got all the way through Genova and Bizarro. Now we're on the final stretch. Whack, whack. For some reason, my weapon skill glitched. Alright, so apparently this enemy in here... apparently this enemy in here is true sight, true sound. So... there ain't no sneaking past. God, this guy's tough. Why does my Viper thing keep failing? Am I silenced? Why can't I use my abilities? Oh, now I'm low on TP. What the heck? Maybe I had actually cast it already. That was weird. This dude is kind of a jerk. Why does energy drain and energy steal do the same thing? I should try it. Great, 0 MP drain. None of my abilities do anything ever. I hate it. Well, he just one-shot my whole team. Excellent. Okay, this is cool. This is the level 55. This is the mission you have to do to get higher than level 55. Then this guy blasts me at level 55. What the heck? Like, what the heck? Also, he doesn't chase me, apparently. Like, I don't understand this. Why is every cap quest with a bunch of enemies that are way above your level? Like, why? You literally can't be a higher level until you do this. I don't understand this logic. I get that the first one you were supposed to sneak around, but this one you can't even sneak around this guy. And I still don't understand why the first one you had to sneak around. That doesn't make any sense to me. don't get it. PP, why are you not healing? That's not the point. Like, these trusts are pretty much as strong as, like, a friend would be at my level. So, in order to do this, you'd have to get someone that's higher than your level. And that's what someone said before, too. Like, usually do these cap quests, you would get a friend that's already done it to help you with it. But what's the idea behind that? Who did it first? If you always have to have someone that's higher level, who got through it the first time? I just don't get the logic. I don't get the logic of, oh, you want to be level 51 instead of 50? You need to sneak past a bunch of level 80 enemies. Like, why? Why is that how you do it? Why not have, like, a really nice, balanced level 50 boss? Like, that's the perfect opportunity to have a really well-made boss because you know that the characters are level 50. You know what I mean? It's a cap quest, so you know that the people going into it are level 50. So have a really nice, balanced boss for level 50 characters. I mean, is that crazy talk? I don't think that's crazy talk. This dude is just obliterating us. This guy is shadowlord times 2. Like, what is going on? Why is this guy so strong? What? Are you serious? Cast it! Oh my god, I'm paralyzed. Well, I got the item. I walked past him and pressed a button. Whoopee. What a neat quest. Gaming. But, like, why? Like, I don't understand. It's just a cap quest. Why is the enemy in the cap quest harder than the shadowlord? What, shouldn't the shadowlord be the enemy that you get your whole squad together to defeat? Not random wolf in cave? The shadowlord reports to that dog in the cave. Like, what if players did the cap quests to get stronger and then invited all their friends, and then all their friends came together and they fought the shadowlord? Wouldn't that make sense? Instead of the opposite way? I don't get it. I mean, we're talking about a game where walking out of the first area without friends is a death sentence, so I guess in the end it makes sense, but... Alright. So I guess since the enemies are, like, impossible, and I'm already at the top of my level anyways, there's no reason for me to fight anything here. Again. Like, once again, the best option is to just invis and run through. I don't know the best way to get to this other cave. The map is really weird. It's hard to tell which way you're supposed to go. You guys heal so slow. I don't know. I don't get the first one either. This isn't Metal Gear Solid Online. I don't know why you're sneaking past everything. I'd get if it was like a tutorial, like, hey, did you know you can sneak past enemies? But not like for a cap quest. I just don't get it. I mean, if I'm being honest, I just don't understand the whole... Can you not, dude? Wouldn't just meandering over. Get out of here. I don't get the whole invis thing anyways. Because, like... I thought the whole point is you can be whoever you want to be. You can be a thief, you can be a ninja, you can be a black mage, you can be a white mage, you can be a samurai. But apparently everyone has to be a ninja. And run around invisible and without sound. Like, that's a main mechanic of the game. I don't get that. Yeah, this is my cardboard box. Apparently the monsters can't see the steps in the snow, so we're alright. This music is actually kind of Metal Gear Solid sounding. Kind of fits. I'm not saying I don't know how they do it. I'm saying, why do they do it? Why do you create a game where you can be all these different classes and then pigeonhole everyone into buying items to make you invisible and silent so you can get past things? Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if each class got different missions... If I went up to the guard and he was like, oh, you're a ninja? I have this quest where you have to go through this cave with a bunch of strong enemies and you need to sneak past them. Then I'd completely get it. But you could spend the whole beginning of the game learning, like, how to be a glass cannon black mage. And then you get to one mission and they're just like, oh, you have to be invisible now. Because that's how this mission works. I went the wrong way. Go up there, I think. See, that doesn't make sense to me either. That's like the opposite. If they were trying to make content that characters wouldn't eat through so fast, then this is the opposite of that answer. because this makes everything super quick. You just run through. Like, I spent 2 hours trying to do that one quest, and then I got these 2 items, and it took me 10 minutes. You just sneak past everything. This is why everyone ate through the content so fast, because everyone was just sneaking around. So there was no other way to do it. How did the characters get through our content so fast? Well, maybe if you made the enemies possible to kill, they wouldn't just sneak past everything and then it's over in 10 seconds. Okay. I'm at G7. Really wish I had a map. Okay. This looks right, I think. I might have to go that way. Let's see what's over here. I don't know if you're understanding me. I understand if you have a group of people who are stronger than you help you through the quests, and you can do the quests. That's extremely apparent. I'm telling you, multiple people have told me who have played this game for years that most of these quests were impossible unless you already had someone in your party that had done them before. So if you're going into this with 4 people who all need to level up, get the next level cap, you're all going invisible. And that's like how you're supposed to do it. Like that's that, and I'm not even just talking about this quest. Like this quest, yeah, there might have been a better way. But there was a quest earlier where that's legit what you're supposed to do. Like we were level 40 and the enemies in the cave were level like 99. Like the whole idea was to go invisible and sneak through, and there were several missions like that. And it was the main quest missions. Like to see the story, to see the next part of the story. Great. I don't even know what this is. Expansion pack required. What the heck is that? Oh, that's the range. Okay. So I need to go west. The goal is to play as little as possible. That's how it feels sometimes. Yeah, like this quest, you might even be able to do it with a bunch of friends who are on level. It's harder than the Shadowlord, and I don't understand why. But I think it would be doable. But I'm talking like those earlier Nations quests, where it was legit level 99 enemies. It just doesn't make sense to me. Really? Because the guy that gave me the quest was like, by the way, there's some scary stuff in there. So did they add that? How's it going, Snipes? Thanks, Black. Appreciate it, man. Out of the way, Kupibi. Thanks for stopping by, Zoo. Appreciate it, man. Have a good Halloween weekend. Right, I'm on G6. Okay, I think this is right. And thank you very much for the primer, Black. Appreciate you, man. So it's been a week since the new Final Fantasy 16 trailer dropped. You guys still feeling the same way about it? Still excited? Or is it sunk in and now you hate it? I wouldn't be surprised. I think it looks great. I'm pretty excited about it. I think 16 is one of those things too where like it doesn't even need to be perfect for me to enjoy it. Just a new Final Fantasy that isn't Final Fantasy 15. It is more of a just let's make a game that people will like instead of trying to make a universe at $1 million. It's got me excited enough, you know. I'm just glad that they're not being stupid with it. Trying to make it something that it isn't. This might have been a mistake. So now I gotta fight these guys. How's it going, Lingo? Well, yeah, you're a bit behind. That's okay. Final Fantasy V was so good. The last couple years have soured your expectation in games. Do you think the last couple years have been like the worst years of gaming? Minus maybe like the Atari video game crash. I don't know. I don't think it's been that bad. There's definitely been some good games and some successful games. I don't think the market itself is doing bad. I think that the last couple years got screwed over by mobile games. I think that too many companies got complacent in making crappy games and just focusing on making crappy mobile games for all their money. And it hurt the industry quite a bit. The console industry. The gaming industry is fine. Everyone's making super bank on mobile games. But, you know, there was a couple years where a lot of companies moved a lot of their assets to create crappy mobile games because they knew it was free money. And because of that, I think we're still suffering up to this point. I think we're still suffering, kind of catching up from those days. And yeah, I think from a player perspective, this is about as worse as it's ever been. You know, it went from games like I still think like PS1, PS2 era. Those two generations were the best. They were like the golden age. Need to go east. I think that time was the golden age where you could just go to the store and there was good games that you knew were good. There were franchises you could latch onto and you know the games would always be good. You could go to GameStop and get the next Metal Gear, or get the next Final Fantasy, or get the next Mario, or get the next Zelda, or get the next you name it. And it was always going to be like a quality game. You knew that companies cared about their IPs. Nowadays, and then like before that, it was rough because it was like the Wild West. No one knew what any good games were. There was no, like, game reviews. There was no online game reviews to quickly look up if a game was good or not. So everyone was just kind of in the dark, and you could buy something like the Fester's Quest for $50 because no one knew what was good. But I think, like, PS1 generation and, like, GameCube generation, it was, like, perfect. Where you could look up reviews, or you could just stick to a series that you knew, and you knew you were in for at least, like, a game that was worth your money, you know? And now it's... games are a quarter finished and are made specifically to make money off of you. That's the big thing. That's the big thing that's changed. And I know that back in the PS1 days, they were also trying to make money, but it's different now. Back then... what the heck? This is not the right cave. Back then, you know, they made games to make money, but they also made games to make a name in the industry so that they could make more money later. But now all the names are known. And not only are all the names known, but all the names are so big that they just buy up their competition. EA just buys up everything that exists, or Microsoft just buys up everything that exists. And then it doesn't matter what games they make because they own everything. You're either going to buy a game from a developer that they own, or you're going to buy their game, or they're going to buy another game from another developer they own. And so it's just all about the money now. And games are made specifically to make money. You know, part of it is because the gaming industry has gotten too big. They have to do that. You know, their argument's always going to be, well, you know, our company is so big, we have to do things to make money or else we can't pay them all. And that's the problem, is that it's too big. I go too far. I8. Nope. We're going the right direction. So yeah, I mean, it's just... and now games come out broken and everyone buys them because they want to see how broken they are, and people are so loyal now that the gaming industry has been around so long that there's just too many loyal fans that are willing to buy anything no matter what. So you get games like Fallout 76 where they can treat their players like absolute garbage and they just come back for more. If nothing else, just to see how bad it's gotten. You know, it's become like this negative spiral where game companies can actually release actual garbage and people will still play it. I think I wait, where am I at? J. Yeah, I need to go north now. So yeah, it's... I don't know. That's why indie games are selling more than they've ever sold. That's why indie games are starting to win, like, huge awards, and indie games are almost always in the running for Game of the Year now. It truly is the era of indie. Like I said, it's a lot of factors. It's companies putting too much into mobile because mobile is so huge. Companies just getting too big and having to make profits to support themselves. Having to make, you know, decisions that we don't want them to because they have to support themselves. And yeah, I don't know what the end game is, honestly. Because Sony and Microsoft are pretty much just buying up everyone now. And I don't think that's going to make things better. If anything, it's going to make it worse. So I don't know what the answer is, honestly.